for a second or for just a minute, cause what I gotta say is so real, it's so vivid. My heart's in it and I'm spitting up my guts with it. Look in my eyes to my soul and you might see it. God's perspective, I feel what he feels. Every time I hear the devil got another one killed. And he's not just taking sons from a mother, but there's mothers laying slain by the hand of another. And I get annoyed when a heart gets destroyed by infidelity, another common enemy. It's all deception, you know how it flows. We go in like a saint till we take off our robes. It's untold, this road that we're traveling. I left the house straight, then I came back staggering. It's all happening, the rough with the smooth. Gotta choose well, or it's my soul that I lose. Higher and higher, I lift you up higher. Above all the things that I face, every sin, every case. Higher and higher, I lift you up higher. Though it's hard and I weep, you stay true, you don't sleep. I sit and think of my family, everything I put on through they couldn't handle.
The film was inspired initially by a treatment that I got through from Nikki Walker. We'd been introduced by a mutual friend, and the treatment was very commercial, and it was just everything that was missing from the UK scene. It was completely different to everything that had been, and obviously it had really strong 80s influences, and I was able to flesh out a few like more other references. And so like, you know, it's inspired by, I suppose, a really good treatment, but also by the 80s and the fact that the Americans were able to make these films that were about teenagers, but that weren't about violence. It was about growing up, it was about coming of age, it was about wanting to get girls or drive a car, or everything that this film's about. It was about trying to be cool, and whatever cool meant to you was what was the film was inspired by. And it was also inspired by my time at college, because that was what college was about. It's in between that period where you're not a kid anymore, but you're not an adult, and you sort of are literally in between, and you're vying to be an adult, you're vying to be grown up. And like, I suppose being grown up means having a car or getting a girlfriend or being with the hottest girl.
When I first come with the treatment for It's a Lot, the main reason that I came with it was because an ex-girlfriend of mine's at school, her auntie and that started up a charity called the ACLT, and her cousin died of leukemia later on. And I was just trying to think of ideas of how to bring more away, because they was doing campaigns, doing football matches and raising awareness of it, and they was trying to get out to the black community about donating bone marrow and stuff. And I was just thinking, how could we get it out to a bigger audience with people knowing about this? So I thought maybe if I wrote a film, but it's not a film what's boring but funny, and it's got jokes, and it's humorous, and it's just full of energy where people will take notice. Because when you just come with something was depressing, people don't really want to know, and they turn away from that. So I thought, if I come up with the concept of this rich kid, because I always used to watch Fresh Prince and everything, and I used to love Will Smith and stuff. I thought if we could come with a UK sort of version of that, it would make people take notice and stuff. And I remember writing the treatment and thinking of it. Some people you'd send your treatment to or stuff like that, and they may nick it or take things and do it for themselves and stuff like that. And I remember him, I think, Facebooking me, and was like, yeah, you see, remember that treatment you sent me? I want to put it into a proper script and develop it and make it much more better. Because I only gave him a treatment of characters and how I wanted it to go and a plot. So it needed a lot of work from the stage where I had it at. And obviously I didn't know much about script writing. I just used to write thoughts that come into my mind. And he got back to me, and we met up, me, him and Darwood met up. I think that was the first time I met Darwood, and we spoke. And we're here today, and it's been a great journey. Out of all of this process, I would say to anybody that mine was just an idea, and it got to the right hands, and the right hands made it into more than just an idea.
I was originally given a script from Kaleidoscope Film Distribution, who earmarked this as a project that they wanted to go with. Things didn't quite work out that time, but there was something about this film that was always interesting and special. And I just love comedy. I grew up watching the comedies of the 80s, and this was very much a homage to those. And I just felt this film should have got made because, you know, there's not that type of film out there at the moment. And, you know, it was a really good people, good script. And, you know, sometimes you fight for something because you think it should be made.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great honor and privilege to welcome to the stage. Get on with it. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. Every time, because the way the script was written and how me and Femi played it out and did the shot list with Richie, the DLP, like we had it a certain way. But every time we came to film it, we changed it just to make it a bit better, and so we weren't repeating ourselves. But what the actors then did was they adapted so quick to the changes and just brought it to life.
Why is everyone taking this showcase so seriously?
My name's Roxy Sternberg and I'm playing the part of Chrissy, who is she's the one that causes a lot of trouble throughout the university, throughout the college, I should say. Every guy wants to be with her, every girl wants to be her, and it's been great fun playing this character. But she's horrible. She seeks attention from both women and men. She goes about her life. She is the queen bee. She doesn't care what anyone else thinks of her. Everyone thinks that she's fabulous because she is. But she is just on a mission to be the top of her game, and she succeeds. But at the end of the film, she gets payback. She gets payback. What attracted me to the film is Femi. I think he's a great actor. I watched him in adulthood, kidulthood, and this was before I even started acting. I loved his character, Mooney. When my agent told me about this, I was super keen. I thought the character was great. Bit of a diva, but I thought she was brilliant. And so I went for the first casting, got a recall, and then here I am today.
Sean is actually quite a deep character. He's got an identity issue. His main problem is that he's got issues with who he is, and he's aspiring to be someone else. And like, you know, that happens in all walks of life, with different people wanting to be that other guy. And with Sean, he's got everything. He's got all the material things. His family are well to do. They've got a nice house. They've got nice cars. He's got nice clothes. But he wants to be like his broke cousin who's got nothing. Because he's cool. He just wants to be cool. And that's it. When you're that age, you do anything to be cool. Like you like one of the characters says, I can buy cool. You if you could buy it, you would buy it. Like if it was necessary. And so I suppose for Sean, it was his journey is finding himself and being true to himself. And we've tried to do that with the language, his progression of language. Like, you know, he starts off in the film a bit OTT posh at times, but as the film went on, he lost that. And then also with, you know, the way he conducted himself and the way he started to make decisions by himself, because he wasn't, I'd imagine him before the film starts, he wasn't really making that many decisions by himself until one day he decided that, you know, I'm going to drop out of my fee-paying college and start going to this comprehensive college with my cousin. And so I suppose for me, Sean is a guy that starts off in the film not knowing who he is and then grows to become who he is. And again, that influences his choices in women. So he starts off wanting to be with the girl that is blatantly the hottest girl in college. She's like the Beyonce in her group's Destiny's Child. And, you know, he ends up with the Kelly Rowland of the bunch.
What if we were to expand the charity? You know, make it more of a nationwide campaign? I'm sure we can get more volunteers.
Okay, my name's Red and I play Natalie. The storyline and her character and her place in the story really develops depending on which part you're watching, if it's in the beginning, the middle or the end, because she begins a story as one of Chrissy's crew. You don't know anything else about her and you're not really meant to. She's just one of a group of 3 and not even the main one. She makes up the ensemble. Then an event happens at the party, I think was a breaking point. Well, you see cracks in their relationship first. As an actor, you always write back from the first page. You think, what has their relationship been before? Why are they at this point? What may have happened before? And I think that she's just someone, she has a very sick sister. And I think since that's happened to her, things that mattered before, like maybe what nail polish we were going to wear or what jackets, and saving up all of our EMA when we still had it, to be able to buy these, you know, same clothes, now that doesn't matter to her anymore. It's the health of her family, and therefore she's distancing herself, and maybe not on purpose, from this girl group. And at the party is when she literally realises that she's not interested in that anymore, and she takes a shine to Sean, the main character. And really, I think she takes pity, and she doesn't quite like the way that Chrissy behaves to him. And it's after that then she actually becomes her own character. She's now no longer one of Chrissy's mates. She then becomes her own character, and she warms, you see her progress and warm to him, become way more, comes into her own towards the end of the film, and she has her own character. And she almost by the end does become the leading lady, because in the beginning she's literally background cast, you know, ensemble. She's not really anyone. So that's how she sort of progresses throughout the film. It just depends on which bit you're actually watching.
Your breath stinks, Kai. What? He stinks, okay? It always stinks.
Who am I playing in the film? I'm playing Kai, Sean's cousin, which is played by Femi. And yeah, so he's basically kind of the sort of humble sort of cousin, you know what I mean? He's just a normal bloke, but he's just broke, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's kind of the story for Kai. He's just broke, you know, but fun.
It goes, innit? You see what I'm saying? I'm
Bruv,
sexy, I go
you are
gym.
getting nothing.
Bruv, you know
Come
it.
on, look at the deadness.
Sam's very confident sort of, you know, sort of character. He's very up there, very happy, and he's a very good character. And Charlie, who plays obviously Sam, me and him get on so well. And Femi the other day was basically saying how we are starting to act too much like our characters. And because we just bounce off each other so easily now, we finish each other's sentences. It's just, you know what I mean? So we're just in character, and yeah, it's just good. It's good. It's nice working with Charlie. I think we've got a very good understanding, and when you have a good understanding with, you know, your partner in crime that you're working with and stuff, it allows you to come with a better performance. And he would do his performance and smack it, and then I'll be looking at him like, oh my gosh, all right, cool, it's my time, and I'll try and, you know what I mean? So it's a friendly competition out there. But everyone's cool, like literally everyone's cool. We have I was saying that the other day, where it's, you know, it's the actors, it's the makeup artists, it's like the stylists, like everyone just gets on. And when you have a team that just understand each other and get on, it just makes everything easier, and it just don't feel like work. And that's kind of how it feels like. It feels like, you know, I just come in here to just play, basically.
I play Sam in the film. As a natural born leader, I've decided to designate myself the CEO. We've been best friends for our film life. And I suppose my point of view is, oh God, well, it's just about our life, really. His cousin comes from a private school and wants to just hang out with us lot, like, I suppose, like in the hood or whatever. And yeah, it's just a series of events that unfold whilst his parents go on holiday, and my character is just a sort of cheeky one who just gets away with a lot when he shouldn't, really. I said yesterday, I said I don't know if I'll ever have such a good environment, I can't see myself ever again, really. Maybe because it's a comedy, everyone, they give you such freedom to play with it, which is very rare. Well, not that I know, I haven't done that much really, but like from what I get from people, it's very rare that you get that on sets and stuff. They're just the most calm people when it comes to stressy situations. It's been amazing, and they've just been so like very inspirational to me, like said some nice things and stuff, so it's been good.
I'm Miss London and I play Aisha in It's a Lot, and Aisha is a lot. She's crazy, funny, obviously. So many funny moments. I literally laugh every day because you come in and you're in hair and makeup and it's just all girls and it's just banter, gossip. I just saw Jack Doolan and Nikki Slim Ting strip off to their boxers and gyrate around and sing "Let Me Hit Your G-Spot, Baby." Roxy and Roxanne had to go on stage and dance very badly to "Single Ladies" by Beyonce, and we destroyed it, and it's terrible and it's hilarious, and I pulled a ligament because I was in a cartwheel. I took off my shoe and tried to throw it at the audience. It sounds like a lot of nonsense coming out my mouth right now, but you need to see it. I've had so much fun on set, and the 2 scenes I just did now, the college fundraiser scenes, the best. Too funny.
I played James. He's the local drug dealer, hard man, horrible piece of work, basically. And he's got a little gang of hoodlums that follow him around. And yeah, he's generally just a nasty piece of work.
I think I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, Mr. J. Now, why don't you grab that telly? I don't do manual labour. While I tell this dope to have one on his toes, eh?
Well, Femi Oyeniran, who's written and directing it, he's a really good friend of mine. We were shooting we met on a horror film we did a couple of years ago called Demons Never Die, and we met there and we became really sort of quite good friends. And he was writing this at the time, so I kept saying to him, "Oh, when it's finished, let me have a look. I'd like to have a look of it." And he did. He sent it through to me when he finished it, and and he said, "Oh, do you fancy being a part of it?" So I read it and I thought, recently I've got to play a lot of like lovable losers in my career. So I thought it'd be quite fun to play a nasty character for a change. Someone with a bit of edge, because despite my appearance and my accent, I don't actually get to do it often. So so that's what attracted me to it. Really, I want to help Femi. I want to make sure, I'm his friend, and I want this to be the best project it can be for him and for me and for everyone else involved.
What you do that for, fatso? What? Mr. J! Mr. J!
Put him down before I put you down. Boner.
Where?
I'm Nikki Slim Ting Walker. I played Javon in the film. I was on Femi's case, like, I want to play one of the characters and stuff. And he was like, "Oh, play the bully and stuff." And at first I was, and I thought, because I know bullies are very stereotyped in the way they act and stuff, but the way Darwood directed us and stuff and Femi was, we are bullies, but we're not the typical bullies. We're not very loud. We are aggressive, but we're subtle in the way we're aggressive and stuff. And it was more challenging, being more dominant and powerful in a scene where you're not really shouting and carrying on a typical bully way, but you're more exploring your acting ability and more in your face expressions and the way you conduct yourself in that scene. And it was fun. He's a bully, obviously. He's trying to be the hard man in the film, and he goes for a bit of a journey because deep down in his heart he wants to be a bit of a star, and he wants to be a bit of a singer and a bit of a dancer, and that's not really the stereotype for a henchman who wants to be on TV dancing and singing. So you get a bit of a shock in the film that I think people would like. We were doing a scene there. It was frightening because it was really like I was on the X Factor. We was doing a showcase and we came out, and I remember looking out and it was like the audience was packed. Everyone was there. That light was shining on you. I can imagine how they feel on X Factor. and we had to do this dance and stuff, and I was just really shitting it, and I was thinking like, oh God, like, and I just remember like thinking I've got to go for it. I remember Femi always saying like, you got to go for things, like this is your chance and stuff like that, and I just remember taking off my top, and obviously I'm not the best physique guy, I've got a little bit of a pot belly, but the crowd loved it, and I was just like, I was enjoying the moment and just going in, like I just lost it really, like I shut everybody out, and it was fun, man. It was just a whole great experience.
My name is Ellen Thomas. I play Veronica Hamilton.
Grandma, what are you doing?
I am showing this beautiful young lady photos of my handsome grandsons.
Chrissy, we should start going.
Oh, and she was just about to show me pictures of you as a 2-year-old.
I'm looking after my grandchildren while my son is away. And on the introduction of a girlfriend for my grandson, Sean, that I don't like, I'll go into very broad Nigerian. Ah, who is this now? What do you want? Hey, you think you like my grandson? She does that, which is embarrassing for Sean. He hates it when she does that, but of course she does that. And if she likes the girl and she thinks, yeah, she's good, yeah, then she'll be her normal self again, yes. And I'm so loving having Eddie Caddy as my son. He's joined a whole roster of fabulous actors that have played my son, my children. People think of him as a stand-up comedian, but he's an actor. There's an actor in there dying to come out. So, yeah, he's going to be good.
My role in this is Mr. Hathley. Mr. Hathley is Sam's dad, and Sam is one of the four boys who are our central story.
I just wanted to introduce myself properly. I'm Mr. Hathley, but you can call me Stanley. Sean, yes, yeah, you're Sean and you're Kai.
Femi is with my agency, and I met with Femi and Darwood probably about a year ago, maybe a bit longer, up at the agency, and at the time it was just a regular audition. Read it, they sent me the script, I had a read, thought, well, that sounds like fun. And I think it is fun. I think it's going to be, it's like a bit of a coming of age movie. It's kind of like I'm 50 years old now, so this is like, my grown-up movies were movies like Porky's and Animal House, and this is the modern Animal House or Porky's, to me, anyway.
Yeah? Oh, cool. So if I get a raffle ticket, you can make sure it's the one that's drawn, eh?
I have, yeah. It's like any film set. At the time, you're like, it's hard work, and there's a lot. As an actor, there's a lot of waiting around. As crew, you're probably working all the hours God sends, and you get little tensions. But generally, I mean, like the guys on there they are a laugh. They're funny. The boy. It's been very interesting as a 50-year-old bloke being around all these young 20-year-olds, because it's like I'm not part of the world anymore. It's like another alien. It's an alien nation that I'm not sure I belong. The language is all changed and different, and I feel like an old man now. You see, pass me the wheelchair, I'll be fine.
I play a character by the name of Stephen.
Bruv, I'm all about that jigger, you get me? Give me the money and the hoes all day long, bruv.
Well, basically, I've been brought up in care my whole life. Had it rough and all that, you know what I mean? Got a stepmum, foster mum. But don't too tough see eye to eye. And to tie in with the rest of the film, I'm sort of like, I'm more so Sean's friend than anyone else, but he's kind of brought me in with Sam and Kai, and but I'm not as tight with them as they are with themselves, if you get what I'm saying. I'm like the friendish kind of guy. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, he's cool, but yeah, anyway. But we're cool together, man. We've got a good friendship. They got a kind of half Three Musketeers thing going on, if you get what I mean. And I'm like the fourth kind of, yeah. And so yeah, and I end up snaking the ting later on in the film and running off with this money that we've all made together with this fake charity idea and stuff.
Bruh, Sean. Look, bruv, I know what this looks like, yeah? And it's not that, innit?
You know what I mean? It's not like I just headed off for myself and that, you know what I mean, fully thinking of myself. I was scared at the same time.
100%, I promise you. Like, just take that and anything else you need as well.
Anyway, I think about British films and that, basically, less is always more. And it's like, and I think that's what we've been forced to do in Britain with the film industry now, especially a lot of the people writing and actually materialising it. Also the actors, but less than the writers and directors and stuff, do you know what I mean? But yeah, and the reason I didn't want to say that is because I'm not exactly trying to get paid any less, do you know what I mean? But at the same time, if I'm to be honest, I think it's forcing us to produce what we can, and it makes it better for that reason.
It was great to film in Tottenham. The idea initially, I think me and Darwood were talking one day, and we were talking about where we wanted to film the film. And initially, I wanted to film at my old college in Ladbroke Grove, but every film that I've been in was filmed at Ladbroke, in that sort of Notting Hill, Ladbroke Grove area. Like literally, kidulthood, adulthood, and another hood were filmed there. And then we wanted to film in East London because of the Olympics. And we just sort of didn't run with that idea. We played about with it, but we ended up in Tottenham, and me and Darwood were talking, and we thought it was important because of the riots to capture a positive film in Tottenham, in an area that's, I suppose, much maligned for being a negative area for, you know, drugs and guns or all of those things. But it's projecting something positive from that area and of capturing a positive element of that area.
A lot of films that are aimed at a young audience of the last few years have been very bleak and very dark, you know, and what's happened in London over the last sort of couple of years, and British youth's got quite a bad rep, I feel. So I think it's nice that we're doing something that's light and fun and celebrates youth and celebrates the folly of youth and making mistakes and trying to rectify them, and maybe not in the right way, but you know, I think all the characters in this are quite redemptive. Most of them. I mean, obviously you've got to have a couple of pantomime villains in there, but I think there's a lot of really nice characters, and I think it's good for the youth of today, which I include in myself. I'm just about youth, I think. I think it's good.
I think It's a Lot has definitely brought a refreshing turn on British films, because I mean, personally myself, I'd had enough of watching the murderings, the fightings and whatnot that there are in Bullet Boy and such films. This is purely comedy, and so I think it will appeal to more people, and it's brought a different sort of spin on British films. So I think this is a great turn.
If you ever get that feeling that sometimes jokes are wasted on people that it's too familiar to. So there's sometimes I would actually say an audience maybe of the age of 18, 19, 20. It is the same age as the characters that can really see the silliness in it, the patheticness in it. Maybe a younger crowd may be missed. That's all. That's why I would think that possibly if you are around, mid-20s, it's quite a good film for you.
There's be times where you go party and you're having fun, there ain't no trouble. You know, we've done events where there ain't no trouble, so I think this film's good. And it's just showing the youngsters in a positive light. I just feel like now it's just, there's so much negativity in regards to the youth. And I think now we're just showing, look, this is what we're doing. You know, we're a unit, we're doing stuff. You know, we're trying to create magic.
I think it's going to be marketed towards a younger audience, and like when I say younger, I think like teens, but some of the stuff in it isn't that. Basically, I think it's really, really true to what 17-year-olds are actually like. It's a heightened because it's comedy, obviously, but so I think I think younger people will find it funny. So.
It's been amazing. The whole creative side, like from lighting to wardrobe to makeup to art department to the DOP, just excelled. It was like, I know I'm a little bit gassed right now, but the truth is every time I walked on set, it was like magic was happening, because it was like everyone went into my head, saw whatever it was me and Femi were trying to create, and just said, nah, we can do that a bit better, and did it a bit better. So it made my job very easy, very easy. And I know I walked around set looking very focused and everyone thought I was stressed, but the truth was I was laughing the whole time in my head, cracking up, getting in the car, me and Femi cracking up, cracking jokes to each other about what happened through the day, all the madness and the craziness of being on the film set. Like, it was excellent. And we got to film on Broadwater Farm. Can't beat that. Like, really, we made a comedy in Broadwater Farm. I'm extremely happy. I'm extremely happy.
He gave me a treatment and a script for another film. I didn't really want to make that film because I felt it was in the same spirit and in the same mode of all the...
Every time it helps.
Oh, you got clowns. That's not in shot. All that is not in shot. Can I start again?
Yeah.
It's in my head.
Charity show this. One of your tickets is a West Ham box ticket to put it all wrong. Can we go again?
Don't use it. What is that smell? Oh, it smells vile, man.